Hey there, it's November and it's chilly. My students, the Polite Pirates, have been writing narratives for a while now. We've been practicing our writing and it's time to publish. So we started in Google Docs, we wrote texts. I left comments for students and we could see stories develop and lengthen and grow and deepen. Then I had students break apart their stories because oftentimes in third grade it would be one long paragraph, if not one sentence. Broke apart text, and through comments I told them where it would be a good idea to break apart text. And they copied the text and they pasted it into Google Slides. And I made a Google slideshow for this. So in Google Slides, we were able to really break apart the story and add even more detail and explanation to our text. But also, we were able to do a little bit of formatting and move text around and put in some images, some pictures that illustrate our point. It's time to really fancy this up and actually publish it. How can we take something from Google Slides and make it available as an actual book for people to read? A great app for that is called Pages, and Pages is an Apple Works product. It comes on the iPads, and in my district, it's not available immediately. You have to actually install it. And this video is to show you how to use Pages in order to finalize a narrative, make it into a book, a digital book, albeit, that can be printed, but can also just be accessed online and read page by page. And then you'll click on Pages. When you do, you'll have to click through a couple of OKs and continues and that kind of thing. You'll find that if you scroll down and you go to Books, Landscape, okay, and this is where you want to be, and you can see right here next to Report is the story template. A template is basically an outline or kind of like a getting you started project that you will then fill in with your own information. So we started doing this yesterday in class with Group B, and it worked out fantastic.
You how to do this, but right now this the board is showing a story that's being developed in Pages, so that you can see this is a page and this is a slide from a Google slideshow. How can you get this?
As you can see, there's already images in this template. You're going to want to delete the images and put in your own by clicking the plus button. You can click Photos, go to Recents, and then put in a picture that you took. This is a picture that I took yesterday when showing this. Even before that, you want to actually type in some information. This story is by Mr. Wyman, so I'm going to put in my name. And here is the title of my story. It's called How, and make sure you capitalize the beginning letter of each word, How to Use Pages, because that's what we're talking about here. All right, and check it out. It's just like, do you notice that it's just like Google Slides, where you see the slides on the left-hand side of the screen? Okay, this particular slide doesn't have any text in it, which is going to be a problem because we want each one of these slides to be a page in your book. But let's go to the second page. This will be the very beginning of your story, where you'll put the introductory paragraph or all of the text from the first slide of your Google slideshow onto this page. Think of these not as slides, but as pages of your book, okay? So don't worry about this image just yet. Let's get the text in here. One thing that we want to do is don't retype your story, okay? You already typed it and it's in your Google Slides. Want you to get some text into your Pages story. Here's a story I've been working on writing. I double click on the text box in this Google slide and I click select all. Now this is a little more text than my students will be selecting, but I'm gonna click over on the left, on the top of the keyboard, there's scissors, then there's an image that looks like 2 pages, and then there's an image that looks like 1 page and a clipboard. The scissors stands for cut. The icon means cut. The middle one means copy. You're gonna make a clone or copy of whatever it is that's selected. That's what I'm gonna click right now. And the third one means paste. And that would be something you would use after copying or pasting. Now I just double clicked the my home button and I went back over to pages. I am gonna need to make this image smaller, okay? So I'm just dragging the corners a little bit, and this, notice how this text box, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and delete some of these other text boxes because I don't need them. But notice how all these text boxes, they don't have English in them. It's just gargly goop. And that's so that you can see what the text looks like, but there's no actual text in there. I am going to select all of that and just delete it. But notice the text box is still there. I tap once again in the text box and then paste. And look, there's all the text that I copied. Now I need to read it over and make sure that it's all there, and we're gonna do some revising and editing and make sure that it sounds good, and also we need to make sure that it looks good on the page. So how am I gonna get a new text box? There's a plus icon at the top right of the screen. When I click that, it brings in a whole bunch of options for me to add. Now, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but Pages makes it difficult for you to find where there's a text box. You want to click on the shape icon, and then right here amongst all the shapes is a text, the word text. That's what I'm going to click on, and all of a sudden a text box appears in my page. And now how am I going to get more text in here? Well, I just showed you that. But here's another way to quickly access both your Pages and Google Slides if you're interested. I'm going to go to my second slide, and now here's the text box. I'm double clicking, and I'm looking at both Google Slides and Pages. It's a little bit small and hard to see, but I just selected all the text, then I clicked on the copy icon. Now I'm actually gonna take away the keyboard so that I can see better. I'm gonna delete type here for text, and now I'm just tapping in that text box and clicking paste. And there you go.
Can you tell everybody how to do that?
How to copy and paste.
How to copy all of the text in here and put it into a text box in there.
So you double tap.
Go ahead and do it as she's explaining it.
You double tap your writing, and it takes
In your,
you to
what writing?
your story.
In the Google Slides app. So in here, double tap this text box. Okay, now what?
Now hold your finger on one of the words. Now let go. Hit select all.
And that selects all the text only within that text box. Okay? Now what do? You can, right over here, you can click on copy.
Oh, mine pop.
And now go into the Pages app. And go down to where you might want to click on the keyboard again. Click on the keyboard just to get rid of that. Now click on this text box. Double click on it. Okay, so you're in a text box. Double click on it. And now just touch that. Click paste. There you go. Did it work? Yeah. Okay, so you didn't have to type all that.
Now, definitely not all of my text is showing. So I'm gonna move this text box around a little bit. I'm gonna grow the text box so that more of it appears. I'm actually even gonna put it like this because I kind of like how it goes around the picture. I could put another text box right here. and have it look almost like an article with an image there, page that I want. So I selected only the word many, and now I'm dragging the cursor down to only select that one paragraph. I'm clicking the word copy, and now I'm coming over here. I'm gonna kind of zoom in a little bit, clicking on this text box, deleting, type or enter text here, clicking paste, and there it is. So this text box is selected. The way that you edit things in Pages is you click on this paintbrush, and that is a pretty typical Apple icon for editing things. And right now I'm in, if you look at it, there's 3 things at the top. It says style, text, and arrange. And I would slide this, oh, now look at that. I did not know that it would do that. So Pages and Apple is so cool because they know what someone would want. They actually moved the text around the image on purpose, and look at that. As you move the image, it actually changes the way the text looks. That's pretty neat. I'm impressed about that. But basically, if you want things to be out in front, you can move the arrange option. So right now though, I need to shrink this text in order to get it all into the text box. So what I'm going to do is go to the text icon at the top, or word, and then where it says size, I can just press the minus until all of my text appears in that box. I can press plus to make it bigger. I can also change what it looks like. So I can change the, quickly change within the template. There's all these options that are like automatic. And you can change the actual font. You can get very specific and make it look exactly the way you want. There's tons of things you can do. So you can fool around with that, but only after you get all of your text into the Pages app.
I hope you found this little tutorial helpful, and it's just the beginning. There's like almost infinite things to do in Pages, and really, really neat, powerful tools that can make your writing and stories really come to life. We will work with this a lot more in the future, but this is the bare bones basics just to get your text in there. And next we will work toward publishing your stories. Good luck.